All right, everybody, what's going on? And welcome to another edition of SWAC Talk, the show we cover the SWAC inside and out as usual. I'm your tour guide around the SWAC, C. Wells, and we're going to talk about a little bit of basketball that took place on Saturday and preview the games that are coming up on Monday. This is, I think, the third weekend of SWAC play, so we are starting to make our way deeper into the season. Teams are starting to kind of find their way. We got a few surprise teams right now on the top and bottom. So we're going to talk about all of this, men's, women's basketball, and the whole nine. I do want to say, man, they had some tremendous atmospheres at the games last night. The atmosphere at Grambling was very, very good, man. You could really hear it. I listened to the game over the radio, and you could even hear how in tune the crowd was at the game. So that's, to me, when I think about SWAC basketball, that's what I like. A good crowd, a good environment, and just a good energy. So salute to Grambling for sure for turning out. I know, JSU starting to do their thing. Alcorn, they always have a good crowd on the reservation. So, those kind of places, Pine Bluff, these have been some better atmospheres, and I think it's gonna only get better as the season progresses. School starts to really get into the swing. Students will be on campus and all that, the whole nine, and we started to get deeper in the SWAC play. So I'm really happy that we have some great environments. I'm still gonna beat that the 10 games drum. I'm gonna beat that all year, and I'm gonna beat it for the tournament too. So you're just gonna have to, get used to hearing me say that over and over, because that's something that I really, really want to get going, man. Because I think SWAC basketball deserves as much love as SWAC football. And I know I say it all the time. I know SWAC football is king, and football is king in the South, period. So it's kind of a different thing. But we can get great atmospheres. Hey, 1,000 loud people is better than no loud people at all. So if we, even without a great big crowd, just a loud atmosphere just makes it that much better. So salute to everybody for turning out this weekend, and hopefully, Monday, excuse me, MLK holiday. So there may be more people be able to turn out the game. So just keep doing what you do, man. I salute y'all for turning out and turning up. So with that being said, man, as you see below, as usual, the socials are scrolling on down on the screen. Or you got the Facebook page, the Twitter page, Instagram, my email in case you want to, drop me a note. I do want to bring up one thing. Well, let me finish my little spiel. Subscribe to YouTube channel. You're here already watching, so go ahead and subscribe. Like the videos for sure. Hit them likes, get them likes up. Share these videos, hit that notification bell to be alerted to any content that I upload. And last but not least, drop a comment if you want to comment on anything this basketball season or anything in general. But jump in the comments, and it's all good. One thing I do want to bring up, and I'm gonna have this on the banner for a little while, is if you watch SWAC Smoke, which you should be doing, then you know that we have an initiative that we're rolling out. Me and DJ, we want to kind of raise a little money for each school monthly. So what we want to do is we're gonna pick a school each month, and get some money raised to donate to them toward their athletic department. It can be whatever the amount. We're not looking for no crazy amount of money. Whatever you could give, $1, whatever. It's all good. We just want to do something to put a little bit of something into each university. So first and foremost, we're gonna start with Alabama A&M. We're gonna go alphabetically. So we start with Alabama A&M. So you can see on the screen right now the Cash App if you want to donate some money to this good cause. And we'll just continue to do this, throughout the year. 12 teams, 12 months. So each team got a month. We may try to do a little something theming the show whatever around that school that month. So we're gonna just start with the Bulldogs. So if you want to drop anything in the collection bucket, you can see the Cash App scrolling on the screen down below. So make sure you hit that up. I'm gonna be putting the links on the Instagram. The link will be in the description. I'm gonna have it on my Facebook, my Twitter, the whole nine. DJ gonna do the same. So we're gonna, have multiple avenues for you to get this, because to me this is very important. And we just want to do a little bit to give back to each school. So we just want to make our little mark, and so that's where we are with that. So with that being said, man, let's go ahead and jump into this basketball weekend, man, we're going to start with the team that's just blowing everybody off the court. It's not a surprise because everybody knew this team was the #1 women's team in the conference. That's Jackson State. And they continue to roll. This time they blew out Prairie View 87-52. They actually trailed after the first quarter 14-13, and then they outscored PV 29-8 to take a lead into the half. Then they outscored them in the third quarter 23-10, and then the fourth quarter was 22-20 in Jackson State's favor. But this was a huge victory for JSU. Obviously, you know, this is like their fourth blowout win. You know, they ran through everybody that they played. So this game was no different. Prairie View was led by Kennedy Paul. She had 11 points and 3 rebounds, 2 assists. She was 4 of 10 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3, and 1 for 1 from the line. And she was the only Lady Panther to score in double digits. After that was Kennedy Hurd with 8 points, 4 rebounds. And after that was Diana Rosenthal and Janae Charles. Curtis Clark and Trinity Hudson, they all had 6 points apiece. Prairie View had 28 rebounds. They had 22 assists. They had 13 assists, 22 turnovers. They had 1 block and 4 steals. They shot 30% from the field, 20 of 65, 7 of 29 from the field from the three-point line for 24%, and 5 of 9 from the free throw line for 55%. This game had it was, like I said, back and forth a little bit early. 7 lead changes early, 1 tie, but then Jackson State pulled away. Prairie View actually only had 1 first break point and 13 points over turnovers. Jackson State just dominated in both those aspects. They had 34 points over turnovers, 42 points in the paint, and 18 fast break points. So they got it done just any way they wanted, and 14 second chance points. So they just dominated this game. Excuse me. Deja Rogan led the team with 21 points and 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 9 of 17 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3. Misha Williams, double-double, 15 and 13, 15 points, 13 boards, 2 blocks as well. She had 10 defensive rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds. She was 7 of 10 from the field, 1 of 5 from the free throw line. Deja Woodard, 12 points for her and 7 rebounds. She had 1 assist, 6 of 8 from the field. Kishana Luckett had 5 points and 6 rebounds. Jariah Covington, 9 points and 4 rebounds. Talon Bowler, 7 points, 5 rebounds. And LaMiracle Sims, 7 points, 5 rebounds. Jackson State, 45 rebounds, so they dominated the boards, 45-28. They had 23 assists, 16 turnovers, 4 blocks, and 14 steals. They turned Prairie View over, something awful. Jackson State shot 47% from the field, 33 of 69, 33% from 3, 7 of 21, and 14 of 21 from the line for 66%. So another big win for Jackson State. They continue to set the pace in the conference. Bethune Cookman went on the road and got a victory at Valley 78-74. This was a pretty tight game for a while. 15-10 after 1. Bethune Cookman led. Valley actually had a huge second quarter, 27-14, to take a 37-29 lead into the half. Bethune Cookman came out with a good third quarter to make up for the last 2 games that they had bad third quarters. They had 27 points in that quarter to 19 for Valley. And then they outscored Valley 22-18 in the fourth quarter to take a 4-point victory. Taylor Williams led 5 Lady Wildcats that scored in double digits. She had 15 points and 13 rebounds. Double-double for her, 4-12 from the field, 1 of 2 from the three-point line, and 6 of 13 from the free throw line. She had 1 steal and 6 assists. 14 points for Morgan Beecham, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 3 blocks for her, 14 points for Tanya White, 5 rebounds for her, 2 assists, 11 points for Kayla White, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block and 2 steals, and 10 points for Camry Harris, 10 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 1 steal. Bethune Cookman had 44 rebounds on the night. 17 assists, 14 turnovers, 4 blocks, 9 steals. They only committed 14 fouls, so they played really solid defense without getting called for any fouls. They shot 41% from the field, 25 of 61, 3 of 10 from the three-point line for 30%, and 25 of 37 from the free throw line for 67%. This game was very tight for a long time. It had 11 ties and 13 lead changes, 28 points in the paint for Bethune Cookman, 20 points off a turnover, 16 fast break points, 12 second chance points, and 18 bench points. Prairie View was led by Zakiah Mahoney with 21 points. Valley was led by Zakiah Mahoney with 21 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. She had 8 of 16 from the field, 3 of 6 from 3, and 2 for 2 from the line. 16 points for Anya Moss, 5 rebounds. She actually fouled out in this game. She had 1 assist. She was 6 of 8 from the field, 4 of 5 from the three-point line. And after that, they had 2 with 9. Ronnie Williams, she had 9 points and 7 rebounds. And Kerrigan Johnson, 9 points and 4 rebounds. Valley had 43 rebounds. So they were out-rebounded by 1. They had 24 fouls on the night, 19 assists, 17 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 6 steals. Valley shot 25 of 68 from the field for 36%, 11 of 34 for 32%, and 13 of 16 for 81%. They had 22 points in the paint, 17 points over turnover, 6 second chance points, 17 fast break points, and 32 points off the bench. So a nice effort nice bench effort from Valley, but not enough to get a W for them, as Bethune Cookman picks up a nice victory. Texas Southern defeated Alcorn by a score of 63-60. 25 points went to Andriana Avent. She had 21 points, 7 rebounds. She was 9 of 13 from the field, 4 of 7 from the three-point line, and 3 of 7 from free throw line for Texas Southern. She was the only scorer in double digits for the Lady Tigers. Jada Perry had 8 points and 4 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 1 steal. And Ataya Bridges had 8 points and 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. She did have 7 turnovers. Texas Southern had 41 rebounds on the night, 16 fouls. They had 9 assists, 24 turnovers, 3 blocks, and 11 steals. So they managed to pick up a victory with a gang of turnovers. They shot 43% from the field, 20 of 46, 5 of 14 from the three-point line for 35%, 18 of 29 from the free throw line for 62%. There were 30 points in the paint for Texas Southern, 10 points over turnovers, 14 second chance points, 8 fast break points, and 39 points off the bench. For a game that was as tight as this one, where Texas Southern had an 18-13 first quarter lead, they outscored Alcorn 13-6. Alcorn had the advantage in the third quarter, 30-17, and then 15-11 in the fourth quarter for Texas Southern. This game only had 1 tie and 3 lead changes. Texas Southern's largest lead was 13 points in the second quarter. So that Alcorn basically got themselves back in the game. They were led by Zaniyah White with 18 points and 7 rebounds, 2 steals. She was 6 of 12 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3, and 6 of 9 from the free throw line, followed by Diamond Hall with 14 points and 6 rebounds and 5 assists, and 12 points for Kaylin Watkins. She had 1 assist, and she actually fouled out of this game. Alcorn had 28 rebounds, so they got demolished on the boards by 13. 26 fouls. So this is a very foul-heavy game for Alcorn. 9 assists, 22 turnovers, 1 block, and 6 steals. They had 22 points in the paint, 17 points over turnovers, no fast break points, 6 second chance points, and 35 points off the bench. They shot 38% from the field, 22 of 57, 7 of 24 from the three-point line for 29%, 9 of 14 from the free throw line, 64% for the Lady Braves, as they fell short against Texas Southern. Moving on to our next game, Grambling picked up a really good victory against Southern, 55 to 46. This was a very a game that was kind of back and forth for a while, but Grambling was able to take control of this game and pick up a W. They actually trailed Southern 14-9 in the first quarter. They outscored Southern 21-9 in the second quarter. Southern outscored them 17-9 in the third quarter, and then Grambling outscored Southern 16-6 in the fourth quarter. So this was a very weird game to me. As you see, each quarter one team scored in single digits in all 4 quarters of the game. They just alternated. First quarter, Southern outscored Grambling, held them in single digits. Second quarter, Grambling outscored Southern and held them in the single digits. Third quarter, same thing, 17-6 for Southern, and then Grambling picked up the fourth quarter slack to pick up a victory by 9 points over Southern. Southern really did not shoot well in this game. They were led by Diamond Hunter with 15 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. She had 2 steals. After that, they had Genovia Johnson with 8 points and 4 rebounds. She had 2 assists and 1 steal. Just not a good shooting night for Southern. Other than that, they had only one other person above 5 points, and that was Raven White. She had 7. Everybody else had 5 points or less. Southern had 41 rebounds on the night. They had 9 assists, 17 turnovers, no blocks, and 13 steals. They shot 25% from the field, 15 of 59. That's not going to win you any games, really. 3 of 19 from the three-point line, 15%, and 13 of 24 from the free throw line for 54%. So as you can see, they did not shoot well from anywhere, and that did them in this game. 20 points in the paint for Southern, 21 points off of turnovers, 4 fast break points, 11 second chance points, and 30 points off the bench. There were 2 ties and 2 lead changes in this game. Justice Coleman and Chastity Titan led Grambling with 15 points apiece. Coleman, 8 rebounds and 2 assists. She's a Scotlandville Hornet. I just like to point that out. So go Hornets. 15 points for Titan, as I said, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal. And then other than that, their third leading scorer was Alexis Holt with 7 points. So they got their scoring from 2 people basically, and everybody else kind of filled in. They had 44 rebounds for the rebounding margin. They out-rebounded Southern by 3. 11 assists, 21 turnovers, no blocks, and 9 steals. Grambling shot 37% in this game, 17 of 46. So neither team shot well. Grambling shot 22% from the three-point line, 2 of 9, and 67% from the free throw line, 19 of 28. So just not a good shooting game for either team. I think this was just one of those games where nobody could make a basket consistently, but both teams kind of found a way to score when they needed to pick up the W. So that brings us to our next game. FAMU dropped a 76-53 decision to Bethune Cookman. This was the game that I thought might be the game of the day, but Pine Bluff led this game pretty much throughout. They had a 23-10 lead after the first quarter, 17-12 after the second quarter, to take a 40-22 lead into the halftime break. They outscored FAMU 21-11 in the third quarter, and FAMU outscored them 20-15 in the fourth quarter to cut the deficit down. But this was a wire-to-wire basically win by Pine Bluff. They led this game by a large margin for the majority of this game. Dylan Holt, she did her part, 22 points for the Lady Rattlers, 5 rebounds. She was 9 of 18 from the field, 1 of 4 from the three-point line, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. The only other double-digit scorer was Kaylin Jones. She had 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist, 2 steals for her. Other than that, the next high score was 5, Sierra Jones. So not a real balanced scoring attack for them in this game. They just couldn't get anything going. 36 rebounds, 16 fouls, 12 assists, 10 turnovers, no blocks, and 5 steals. They shot 20 of 59 from the field for 33%, 2 of 10 from the three-point line for 20%, and 11 of 15 from the free throw line for 73%. And that basically was the tell for them. They had 28 points in the paint, 6 points over turnovers, 11 second chance points, 4 fast break points, and 17 bench points. Pine Bluff was led by Zay Green with, they were led by Kadasia Brown with 14 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and 1 steal. She was 4-10. She was 7 of 11 from the field, 2 offensive rebounds, 3 defensive rebounds. Zay Green, 13 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Maya Pete, another double-double for her, 11 points and 14 rebounds in this game. 2 blocks and 2 steals also for Green. And Sade Hudson, 10 points, 3 rebounds, and 7 assists. So a really good game for her. 44 rebounds. So they are rebounded. They are rebounded FAMU by 8. 11 fouls for them, 22 assists, 10 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 4 steals. They shot 42% from the field, 27 of 64, 5 of 19 from the three-point line, 26%, and 15 of 22 from the free throw line for 68%. They had 44 points in the paint, so they did a lot of work inside. 16 points over turnovers, 14 second chance points, 9 fast break points, and 41 bench points. They actually had 17 offensive rebounds in this game, so they did a really good job of getting chances off of their misses, which led to that high second chance point effort. So really good game for Pine Bluff as they basically controlled that game from start to finish and picked up a very nice victory. The last women's game on Saturday was Alabama A&M and Alabama State. The Lady Hornets took this one 74-69. Alabama A&M led 15-13 after 1. Alabama State outscored them 19-11 to take a lead into half. 26-20 was the third quarter score, third quarter point total for both teams as Alabama State continued to lead this game. And then Alabama A&M outscored them by 7, 23-16 to make the final margin 74-69. DeJarrodJones, 20 points for the Lady Bulldogs, 1 rebound, 4 assists for her. She was in foul trouble. She had four fouls on the night. She had 8 of 20 shooting from the field, 2 of 6 from the three-point line, 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Dariana Lewis, 16 points, 14 rebounds, so a double-double for her. 5 offensive rebounds, 9 defensive rebounds. She actually fouled out in this game, but she did have 5 blocks to go along with her numbers. She was 6 of 16 from the field, 0 for 1 from 3, and 4 for 4 from the free throw line. The only other double-digit score was Jordan Shannon with 10 points and 4 rebounds. The Lady Bulldogs had 48 rebounds, 24 personal fouls, 8 assists, 16 steals. That low assist number really hurts. 7 blocks and 4 steals. They shot 23 of 68 from the field for 33%, 2 of 10 from 3 for 20%, and 21 of 24 from the free throw line for 87%. I've said this a few times, but the three-point shooting this year in the SWAC has not been good. So hopefully that improves as the season goes on. You see a lot of teams with really low percentages shooting threes. Points in the paint, 26, 9 points off of turnovers, 15 second chance points, 6 fast break points, 17 bench points. This game had 5 ties and 7 lead changes. Alabama State was led by Taisha Rudolph with 20 points and 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block and 2 steals, 6 of 9 from the field, 4 of 7 from 3, and 4 for 4 from the line. Shemaya Ward, 16 points, 6 rebounds. She was in foul trouble. She had 4 fouls. She was 5 of 14 from the field and 6 of 7 from the free throw line. And Ayana Emmanuel with 12 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists was their third leading scorer. They had 38 rebounds, so they actually got out-rebounded by 10. 24 fouls, 15 assists, 12 turnovers, 8 blocks, and 4 steals. They shot 40% from the field, 24 of 59, 6 of 14 from the free throw line from the three-point line for 42%, and 20 of 28 from the free throw line for 71%. They had 34 points in the paint, 19 points over turnovers, 15 second chance points, 8 fast break points, and 17 bench points. to pick up a really good rivalry victory. So they get a leg up on Alabama A&M in the first portion of this matchup. So now we're gonna move on to the games that will be taking place on Monday. We'll talk about these games really quick. We'll run down the schedule, and we'll talk about our feature game of the day, which I picked Jackson State and Texas Southern. I mean, obviously, there aren't very many really good games this week, and this game probably won't be that good. But JSU deserves some light shine on them. They come into this game 4-0 in conference, 6-6 overall. Texas Southern 3-2 and 3-9 overall. This game is a 3:00 tip, followed by Prairie View at Alcorn in a 5:30 tip-off. Prairie View is 2-3 in conference, 5-11 overall. Alcorn 1-3 in conference, 2-11 overall. Bethune Cookman at Pine Bluff, also a 5:30 tip-off. Bethune Cookman comes in at 1-3 and 3-11 overall. Pine Bluff 3-2, 7-8 overall. FAMU at Valley, also a 5:30 tip. FAMU is 2-2 in conference, 2-13 overall. Valley 0-5 and 1-12 overall. Jackson State is basically, like I said, they're the top team in the league. Texas Southern is hanging in there. These two teams are 1-2 in scoring offense right now in conference play. Jackson State is averaging 80 points a game in conference. Texas Southern 75 defensively. Jackson State's allowing 52 points per game in conference play. Texas Southern 69. Jackson State has a scoring margin of 27 points. So they've won their 4 conference games by an average of 27 points. Texas Southern scoring margin is 6. Jackson State and Texas Southern again 1-2 in field goal percentage. Texas Southern shoots 45%, which is first in the league. Jackson State 45.7, which is second in the league. Field goal percentage defense, they're 2-3 in the league. Jackson State's opponents shoot 32%. Texas Southern's opponents shoot 35%. 3-point field goals, this is probably the difference between the two teams. Texas Southern is second in the league in 3-point shooting at 36%. Jackson State 29%. And from threes, Jackson State does a real good job of 3-point defense, along with Texas Southern. They're 2-3 again in 3-point percentage defense, both allowing their opponents to shoot about 24% from the 3-point line. Jackson State and Texas Southern 2-3 again in field goal percentage. Jackson State 70%, Texas Southern 69%. Opponents, Jackson State's opponents shoot 67% from the free throw line, which is 6th in the league. Texas Southern 65%, which is 8th in the league. Rebounding, this is probably going to be one of the bigger differences. Jackson State has 45 rebounds per game. Texas Southern 39. Jackson State opponents only have 29 rebounds per game. Texas Southern opponents have 40 rebounds per game. So that definitely plays into what Jackson State does. Jackson State has great size and they're good inside offensively and defensively. So that's probably going to be the biggest mismatch for Texas Southern. And that's the biggest difference that Jackson State has had in this run so far of 4 straight wins, is that they've been able to dominate inside offensively and defensively. They don't shoot the 3 really well, but they don't have to. At this point, they defend the 3 well. They defend the 2-point field goal really well, and they are very good on rebounding. So this game obviously is going to be a tough challenge for Texas Southern to keep up in it. But they have some athletes and they're streaky. So if they can get hot, they might be able to cause some problems. Jackson State averaging 15 turnovers per game. They force 17. Texas Southern, this is their biggest issue other than opponent rebounding. They average 24 assists. They average 24 turnovers a game, which is the most in the league. They force 19, so they do force a lot of turnovers, but they turn the ball over a lot. And in a game like this, against a team like this, you cannot turn the ball over really at all. So they really going to have to cut down that number there for sure to give themselves any kind of opportunity in this game. Misha Williams, as usual, 20 points per game for Jackson State. Adriana Avent for Texas Southern, she's averaging 18 points a game. Deja Rogan from Jackson State, 16.5. Shalexis Aaron from Texas Southern, 16.2. Ataya Bridges from Texas Southern averages 14.2 points per game. So as you can see, there's some good scorers in this game. These young ladies are all in the top 15 in the league in scoring. So they have a lot of people on both teams who can put points on the board. But I just love Jackson State's inside presence. I think they give a lot of problems to people. Williams is the second leading rebounder in the league at 13 rebounds per game. Aaron from Texas Southern is at 6.8 rebounds per game. And basically, I say all of this to say I think Jackson State will win this game. I just think that they are really clicking right now, and Texas Southern isn't really built to stop what they do best. So this is going to be an interesting game for both teams, but I think at this point, Jackson State is the team that's going to get it done. So that's going to do it for our women's portion of this broadcast. Next, we'll jump back to the men, and we're going to recap these Saturday games, starting with FAMU picking up a nice victory over UAPB. They actually had to come back in this game. They trailed by 1 at the half, 28-27, and then they outscored Pine Bluff 36-35 to send this game into overtime. And in overtime, they outscored UAPB 8-3 to take a 71-66 victory on the road. MJ Randolph. If you don't know MJ Randolph, man, you really need to pay attention to him. He's the leading scorer in the league. He scores over 20 points per game. He can fill it up. He got a crazy floater game. He really can drive well. He doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but he can knock down some threes. But he's a good guy that can get inside and score. He had 25 points in this game. He was 7 of 22 from the field, over 2 from 3, and 11 of 14 from the three-point line. He also had 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. He did turn the ball over 6 times, and he had 4 fouls. So not his best game, but still a really good game to carry this team because they don't have a lot of scores right now. DeJarrodJones, 14 points and 11 rebounds, double-double for him, and 12 points for Johnny Brown and 4 rebounds. FAMU had 48 rebounds on the night, 22 fouls, 11 assists, 11 turnovers, 3 blocks, and 6 steals. They shot 24 of 63 from the field for 38%, 3 of 10 from the three-point line for 30%, and 20 of 28 from the free throw line for 71%. 38 points in the paint, 6 points off of turnovers, 15 second chance points, 3 fast break points, and only 3 points from their bench. So 68 points from your starters. That's just quite a load. They didn't play a lot of guys. They only played 8 guys. So they're shorthanded right now, but they got it done with a limited bench. This game had 9 ties and 11 lead changes. Brom Harris led UAPB with 14 points, 1 rebound, 1 block, 11 points for Kashawn Stokes, and 7 rebounds, 10 points for Daquan Morris and 5 rebounds. Brandon Brown, 17 points, 8 rebounds for him. So they had a pretty balanced attack. 4 guys in double figures. They had 38 rebounds, 20 fouls, 12 assists, 9 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 8 steals. They shot 39% from the field, 23 of 59, 6 of 17 from the three-point line, 35%, and 14 of 29 from the free throw line, 48%. So that's your difference in the game right there. You lose by 3 in overtime. You shot 48% from the line. You make 4 of those, you probably win this game. Obviously other things can happen, but if you keep things the same, you make 4 free throws, you win this game. So that's the difference. Really, if you make 1 free throw, this game doesn't go into overtime. So you basically lost this game at the free throw line. That has to hurt. 32 points in the paint, 14 points off of turnovers, 8 second chance points, 5 fast break points, and 27 points off of their bench. So they had a really good bench effort. This was probably the game of the day, and this was the game that I did pick as my game of the day. Alcorn and Texas Southern, man, they went to war. Alcorn led this game 46-32 at the half. Texas Southern went on a second half run, but came up short, 73-72. They outscored Alcorn 40-27 in the second half and came up 1 point short. Bryson Etienne led Texas Southern with 22 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. followed by Jordan Carl Nicholas. He had 11 points and 12 rebounds, double-double for him. PJ Henry, 10 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 8 points for AJ Lawson. They didn't get a lot from Gresham or John Walker. They combined for 10 points, 35 rebounds for the Tigers, 18 personal fouls, 7 assists, 7 turnovers, 3 blocks, and 9 steals. They shot 43% from the field, 27 of 62. They shot 5 of 16 from the three-point line, 31%, and 13 of 23 from the free throw line for 56%. They had 34 points in the paint, 24 points off of turnovers, 17 second chance points, 6 fast break points, and 72 bench points. Oh no, that's not right. That bench total obviously is not right. This game had 2 ties and 2 lead changes. Alcorn, the large lead in this game for Texas Southern was 5 points. Alcorn's largest lead was 18 early in the second half. Alcorn was led by Justin Thomas with 26 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block, 9 of 10 from the field, 2 of 2 from 3, 6 of 9 from the free throw line, 11 points for Lionel Henry. He was the only other Brave to score double figures. He had 11 points, 1 rebound. He was in foul trouble. He had 4 fouls. He didn't have a good shooting game. He shoots really well, but he had a poor shooting game in this game. 3 of 11 from the field, 1 of 5 from the three-point line, 4 of 5 from the free throw line. The next score was Darius Agnew with 9 points. So they had 37 rebounds. They all rebounded Texas Southern by 2. 18 fouls, 9 assists, 14 turnovers, 1 block, and 3 steals. The Braves shot 51% from the field, 26 of 51. Second half, they only shot 36%, so that kind of hurt them. They shot 41% from 3, 7 of 17. First half, they shot 62% from the three-point line, so they were on fire in the first half. Second half, they cooled off big time, only shooting 22%. Again, that's where you can kind of see this game start to get closer. And 14 of 21 from the free throw line for 66%. They had 28 points in the paint, 11 points over turnovers, 6 second chance points, 6 fast break points, and 15 bench points. Moving on to our next game, Alabama State and Alabama A&M played in a very tight game, 55-59. Hornets win. 30-22 was the halftime score. A&M outscored State 33-24 to make the margin basically be a 4-point margin to come up short. Jalen Johnson led Alabama A&M with 16 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 1 steal. 6 of 11 from the field, 4 of 5 from free throw line, followed by Anjay Cortez with 13 points, 5 rebounds, and 11 points, 3 rebounds for Dallin Smith. 9 points and 2 rebounds and 2 assists for Garrett Hicks. Bulldogs, 29 rebounds, 12 fouls, 12 assists, 8 turnovers, 5 blocks, and 5 steals. They shot 33% from the field, 21 of 62, 3 of 17 from the three-point line, 17%, including 0 for 7 in the first half, 10 of 13 from the free throw line for 76%. This game had 1 tie and 2 lead changes. 26 points in the paint, 11 points over turnovers, 8 second chance points, and 7 fast break points to go along with 13 bench points. Alabama State was led by Trace Young with 15 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, followed by E.J. Clark, 13 points and 5 rebounds. Isaiah Range, 11 points, 9 and 4 rebounds. Gerald Liddell, 9 points. Kenny Strawbridge was held to 4 points in this game. He was 1 of 3, 0 for 2. He had 2 of 4, 0 for 1. He also had 4 rebounds to go with his 4 points. They out rebounded Alabama and them 47-29. They dominated the boys, 13 fouls, 9 assists, 18 turnovers. That made this game a lot closer than it probably should have been. 5 blocks and 5 steals. They shot 37% from the field, 20 of 54, 7 of 19 from 3, 36%, 12 of 15 from the free throw line, 80%, 20 points in the paint, 4 points off of turnovers, 14 second chance points, 3 fast break points, and 18 bench points. Moving on to the next game, Bethune Cookman beat Valley 62-60 in another tight game. This game, Bethune Cookman scored 31 points in each half. Valley led at half, 33-31. They were outscored by Bethune Cookman 31-27 in the second half. Kevin Davis, 19 points, 9 rebounds, three assists. He did have 7 turnovers. Joe French came back from he missed the Southern game. He had a foot injury. He came back strong, 18 points, 4 rebounds. He had 4 of 7 on 3-point shooting. That's a guy that they need to be productive to pick up any kind of steam in games. Dylan Robinson had 10 points and 9 rebounds as well to pace the Wildcats. 33 rebounds for the Wildcats, 14 fouls, 16 assists, 18 turnovers, 5 blocks, and 7 steals. They shot 25 of 51 from the field, 49%, 55% from 3, 5 of 9. So a good 3-point shooting night for them, coming off of a couple poor 3-point shooting nights in previous games. 7 of 12 from the free throw line for 58%. They had 30 points in the paint, 14 points over turnovers, 6 points, second chance points, 15 fast break points, 8 bench points. This game had 7 ties and 10 lead changes. Valley played another game without Robert Carpenter, who is basically their big time scorer. Caleb Hunter, 21 points for the Delta Devils, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, followed by Devin Gordon with 15 points. They were the only 2 Delta Devils in double figures. The next leading scorer was Daniel Umo with 6. Valley had 34 rebounds, 18 fouls, 17 assists, 15 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 6 steals. They shot 37% from the field, 22 of 59, 8 of 27 from the 3-point line, 29%, and 8 of 11 from the free throw line, 72%. 16 points in the paint, 8 points off of turnovers, 6 second chance points, 6 fast break points, and 17 bench points for the Delta Devils, as they let this game slip away a little bit, and Bethune-Cookman was able to capitalize. Grambling beat Southern 83-77. This was a back and forth game for a while. Southern led 44-43 at the half. Grambling outscored Southern by 7, 40-33 in the second half to take a 6-point victory. Tyrone Lyons led Southern with 25 points. He played all 40 minutes. He had 8 of 9 shooting, 4 of 4 from 3, 5 of 9 from the field, from the free throw line, 3 rebounds for him. PJ Bird, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. Brendan Brooks, 14 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal. The big difference for Southern in this game, they did not force any real turnovers for Grambling. Southern only had 5 steals. They averaged at least 11 steals a game, so the defense didn't kick in for them. They had 25 rebounds, 22 personal fouls, 9 assists, 10 turnovers, 2 blocks, and 5 steals. They shot 51% from the field, 26 of 51, 8 of 20 from 3 for 40%, and 17 of 25 from the free throw line for 68%. This game had 7 ties and 5 lead changes. 24 points in the paint for the Jags, 15 points off of turnovers, 2 second chance points, no fast break points, and 27 bench points. Cameron Christian led Grambling with 23 points, 3 rebounds, followed by Tremichael Moulton with 16 points and 2 rebounds, 2 steals for him, 10 points for Prince Moss and Shondarius Coward. They both had 10 points. Moss with 7 rebounds. Grambling had 36 rebounds. They all rebounded Southern by 11. They had 17 fouls, 14 assists, 11 turnovers, no blocks, and 6 steals. They shot 52% from the field, 25 of 48, 6 of 17 from the 3-point line, 35%, and 27 of 38 from the free throw line for 71%. They had 21 points in the paint, 5 points off of turnovers, 12 second chance points, no fast break points, and 31 bench points. Their largest lead in this game was 9. Southern's was 5. This was a back and forth game basically until the end when Grambling made a 12-2 run in the midway second half to take control of this game. Jackson State beat Prairie View 75-64. Jawan Daniels led Prairie View with 16 points. They had a 37-35 halftime lead. Jackson State outscored them 40-27 to take an 11-point victory. 16 points for Daniels, and Gambrell. They both had 16 to lead the Panthers. Only 2 double-digit scores for them. Daniel, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Gambrell, 4 rebounds, 1 assist. Other than that, the next leading scorer was Jeremiah Kendall with 8 points and 1 rebound. They had 24 rebounds on the night, 20 fouls, 2 assists, 12 turnovers. That's not going to get it done. No blocks and 3 steals. They had 48% shooting from the field, 20 of 41, 3 of 10 from 3, 9 for 30%, 19 of 27 from the free throw line, 70%. 34 points in the paint, 6 points off a turnover, 6 second chance points, 7 fast break points, 19 bench points, 5 ties, 5 lead changes. Terrence Williams led Jackson State with 16 points and 7 rebounds. Dylan Taylor, 14 points, 3 rebounds, 12 points and 1 rebound for Chance Moore. Malachi Wideman, 12 points, 5 rebounds, and another huge dunk in this game. Like I say, he's an athlete, man. He makes a lot of high-flying plays, so just keep an eye out on him in the future. 33 rebounds for Jackson State. They committed 22 fouls. They had 4 assists, 8 turnovers, 1 block, and 6 steals. They shot 50% from the field, 27 of 54, 5 of 14 from the three-point line, 35%, and 16 of 23 from the free throw line for 69%. 40 points in the paint, 14 points off of turnovers, 10 second chance points, 15 fast break points, and 34 bench points. And that does it for our Saturday games. We're going to take a quick look at our January 17th games. There weren't really a lot of games to pick for a feature game, so I'm not really going to go too deep into any of these games. That just was not a game that really was interesting. I will highlight a little bit the Bethune Cookman UAPB game because there's Joe French and Kevin Davis against Sean Williams. That's a nice little scoring matchup from both teams. But neither team is really playing great right now. Bethune Cookman picking up a couple victories on the season on the road, lost 2 games at home, so they are kind of up and down. UAPB's been up and down. They play at 7:30. UAPB is 1-4 in conference, 3-15 overall. Bethune Cookman 2-2 in conference, 4-12 overall. Jackson State, Texas Southern play at 5 p.m. Jackson State is 1-3 and 3-12 overall. Texas Southern 3-2, 5-9 overall. Alcorn looks to continue their winning streak. They are the surprise team in the league right now. They are just a really good offensive team right now. In conference play, they're averaging 71 points per game. They shoot 47% from the three-point line. They are by far the best three-point shooting team in the league. They have some guys who can really fill it up as well. So they have Lionel Henry, who averages 15 points per game, and just a couple other guys to throw out because, like I said, I'm not going to do an individual game preview for this weekend, this day, because there's not really any good games. But like I said, MJ Randolph leads the league in scoring with 24 points per game. Joe French, 17.7. Tremichael Moulton, 17 points per game for Grambling. Kevin Davis from Bethune Cookman, also 17.5 points per game. Sean Williams from Pine Bluff, 17 points per game. Jalen Johnson from Alabama A&M, 17 points per game. Devin Gordon from Valley, 16 points per game. Garrett Hicks from A&M, 15.2. Henry, 15 points per game for Alcorn. And Jawan Daniels, 15 points per game for Prairie View. The only other game on the day is FAMU at Valley. FAMU is 2-2 in conference, 4-11 overall. Valley is 1-4 in conference and 1-14 overall. So if you look at these matchups, there's bound to be a surprising game because that's just how SWAC play works. But on paper, record-wise, none of these games were very, very entertaining to me to look at on paper. I'm sure they're going to have a couple close games and maybe a couple games to really keep an eye out on. I'll still say keep an eye out on Prairie View, even though their record is not good right now. Like I said, they had to forfeit their first 2 games. They split their next 2 games, and then they lost Saturday to Jackson State. But this is still a dangerous team led by Jawan Daniels. So keep an eye on them. They could knock off Alcorn if they can shoot the ball well. Alcorn's been shooting really well from three. You got to figure at some point that may cool off, but Alcorn's been hot. So I will still keep my eyes on that game as well, just to see how that transpires. So with that being said, I'm your tour guide, C. Wells. I'm gonna stop this bus. We're gonna hop on off. Y'all enjoy y'all Sunday. And like I always say, man, make sure you subscribe to the channel and like these videos. And I'll catch you on Wednesday when we recap the Monday games and preview the Saturday games. SWAC Smoke on Thursday coming up. And then then Sunday, we recap the Sunday games and preview the Monday games. So we got a nice little rhythm going on with this basketball thing. We're going to keep this rolling. And with that said, I'm your boy C. Wells, stopping the bus. Y'all can hop on off and enjoy your Sunday. I'm out. Peace.